Hi, this is Kevin, and welcome to part 6 of my tutorial for generic class-based views. Uh, in this part, we're refactoring the view code for the EZU project, and we are going to refactor all of the update views. So before we start, let's start up the development server and take a look at the way it's currently working. The first one that we're going to work on is going to be Instructor update, right? So let's click on Instructor so we've seen the instructor list. And I don't want to be updating any of the test instructors because if we accidentally change them, we're not going to be able to easily unapply the migration that created the test instructors. So I'm going to create a new instructor, and I'm going to call him Alvin with two A's, Alvin Abbott with two A's. Okay, and here he is. Okay, Alvin Abbott. So let's click the edit button to do the update, and let's just add a disambiguator. Let's say he's from Alaska. Okay, so that worked just fine. Okay, so that's all we need for right now. And then let's go back to the instructor list, and you'll see, this said Alvin about. So instead of Abbott, it said about. Uh, let's change that. That should be AABOTT. Oh, and that was spell correction there. Don't you love that? Okay, update instructor. It changed it to about again. Oh man. Well, we have to figure out how that works in my browser. AABOTT. Oh, now I have to click on that X to keep it from changing it. I've got to say I hate that user interface. I'm using the Safari browser, and that seems to be a feature of the Safari browser. Pretty disappointing as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so that worked. Let's go look at the code. Okay, so here's instructor update. I'm going to double click on it so it goes full screen. And you're going to see we have a lot of code here. We have an implementation for get. We have an implementation for post. And you will remember that the way this view works is that when we click on a link that says that we want to do the update, okay, we have changed the link into a button with our styling, but it's still a link, okay? When we do that, we run get, okay? And we put out a form, okay? And so we put out a populated form, okay? So we retrieve the instructor object, and we create a context in which we have populated the instructor, and then we render the page. Okay. If we're doing a post, that means that we've got the form in. Okay. That we have filled out the form and we have clicked on the submit button for the form, and we're going to get this in and we're going to retrieve the object. We're going to validate the form. We're going to do all that stuff. All right. So that's a lot of code. And when we put the code in, I don't know if it occurred to you, but it occurred to me that all of these update views were pretty similar. And one of the things that I thought about was, could we create some kind of a mix-in? And I've actually had a student or two who have been so eager to, not just follow my lead, but to do something creative. They've gone ahead and created a mix-in for update. I think in the current teaching, I tried to talk people out of that because I knew we were coming to this generic update view implementation. Okay, so let's look at the documentation for the class update view. So that's delete view. Here's update view. Okay, and what does it have? Well, it has a list of attributes that we could override. Okay. I didn't mean to do that. That went up there. Okay. So we've got template name, suffix, and object. And then there are methods that we could override. So we could override the get, we could override the post. Okay. Well, we don't really want to override the get and override the post if we don't have to, because we have a whole lot of code. And if we could just do the standard thing for the get and the standard thing for the post, well, then we wouldn't have a whole lot of code at all. And it turns out that's what we're able to do. Okay. So we're able to do the standard things. All right. So go back to there. All right. So let's do this. Let's put this code into a comment, okay, as we like to do. Instructor update, we'll toggle that into a comment. Okay, and maybe I'll double click on this so it goes back into the layout. Okay, so we have this, and then right below it, we want to put 3 blank lines there. Well, 2 blank lines, which take 3 enters. And we're going to take, we're going to go into my already baked version and get the code for instructor update, which I'm going to be able to copy, but you're going to have to type in. And here we go. So it uses the class update view, and we need an import for it. So let's hover over it and then take the link for an import. Okay, that's good. And now we're down to 4 lines of code. So that's a big change. Okay, so the 3 instance variables that we need to override or configure, you can really think of it either way. Form class is going to be instructor form. The model is the instructor model class, and the template name is course info instructor form update. That's all we have to do. So we had, let's see, the last line is 73, and the first one is 38. So that's about 35 lines of code. So we go from about 35 lines of code to 4. That's a big change. We don't have to code them. We don't have to maintain them. It's beautiful. All right, let's make sure it works. So we've already got the development server going. Let's come back over here and refresh our page. Okay, so we're um, we're on the detail page for Alvin Abbott. Okay, and let's click the button, which uh, is a link masquerading as a button. And we click on that, and there we are. We're in the update page. And let's change the disambiguator to Arizona. That starts with A as well. Update the instructor, and there we are. So if we go to the instructor list, there is Alvin. Okay. And let's leave him there until we get rid of the commented code. Okay, so we're gonna go and get rid of the commented code and test it again. Okay, there we are. That's all done. So we've got instructor update. We've got 4 lines of code. That looks good. And let's come on back. Click on Alvin Abbott. Okay. Edit it. Okay. Change the disambiguator back to Alaska. Okay, that's good. That works just fine. And then delete Alvin because we don't really need him. Okay, well that worked just fine. Okay, so what we're going to do in this part of the tutorial is we're going to do instructor and section together. Okay, we're going to do section as a clone of the code from instructor update, and then I'm going to turn you loose to do course, semester, student, and registration on your own. Okay, so let's copy this code from instructor update so we can clone it down on a section update, section detail, section update. Again, we've probably got about 35 lines of code here. We're going to turn that into a comment. Okay, so let's toggle that into a comment. Get some blank lines, paste in the code, and now we're going to have to do the changing part of cloning. So let's change this into a section update. And then the form class is going to be section form. Okay, and then the model class is going to be section. And then the template is going to have the word section in it instead of instructor. Okay, we're going to click off to save it. And now let's go test it. Okay. So we've got a section, and let's create a section that we can play with. Okay, so we'll create a new section. We'll make it section ZZZZ, and the semester will be spring 2022. Okay, and then the course will be this IS439 information as a spiritual force. And then the instructor will be Bella Bailey. So we'll create that section. Okay, that looks right. Okay, let's edit it. Okay, and let's say instead of being Bella Bailey, let's say the instructor is going to be John Bell. Okay, and update it. And there's John Bell. Okay, so that's working fine. Let's go and get rid of the commented code and test it again. So the commented code is here. Okay, that looks good. Click off of it. And now let's say we want to change this. So the instructor is John Bell. So let's edit it. And let's change the instructor to Caroline Alsop and update the section. And now it's being taught by Caroline Alsop. Okay, so taking the commented code away didn't break anything. And now we're just going to delete this and confirm it. And it's gone. All right, so together we have done instructor update and section update. And now I'm going to turn you loose to do course update, semester update, student update, and registration update on your own. And I'm going to say goodbye until we're back in the last part of the tutorial. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye.